Although India have successfully defended uh, their T20 World Cup title,
Hmm.
I would still cease to say that this team is flawless. If you look back at the semi-final at Eden Gardens,
Hmm.
South Africa played with a
Yes.
lot of precision right throughout the tournament, and suddenly in the semi-finals they going back to Bumrah. It's not just about his Yorkers. In this World Cup, we have seen him using his slower deliveries equally well.
Hmm.
The way he has mixed it up.
Welcome to the Crichub. Today again, Shayok Banerjee, the senior correspondent of the Telegraph, is joining with me from Kolkata. Shayok, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Partha.
Shayok, it's been a day. India have won the third T20 title in a men's team. Have won the third T20 title, and it was a absolutely festive mood for Indian cricket fans. So, what I will ask you first is, what is your views on the whole tournament as India performed and as a team, the champion? So, what is your first view about India's performance?
Oh, right through the tournament, we have seen in almost every game, one individual has stood up.
Hmm.
According to several experts, that's the essence of T20 cricket. You need
Hmm.
one or two players to step up and uh, make a big contribution.
Hmm.
Uh, Although India have successfully defended uh, their T20 World Cup title,
Hmm.
I would still cease to say that this team is flawless. I will
Hmm.
not accept that. There are several
Hmm.
flaws in this team, which fortunately for this current Indian side, their opponents have failed to exploit.
Okay.
They have this problem against off spin, but
Hmm.
very surprisingly, if we look back at yesterday's final or even in the game against West Indies,
Hmm.
I'm starting from the game against West Indies. Very surprising. West Indies went into the game with three spinners, but very surprisingly, Roston Chase he
Hmm.
came on he came on to ball only when Sanju Samson was very well set,
Exactly.
and he came on to he came on to ball at a time the dew was even more into effect,
Hmm.
and then against England, although England did uh, bring Will Jacks onto ball inside the power play, but we all saw what Harry Brook did.
Yes, exactly.
It was a dolly of a catch, and I don't, and probably only he can explain how he dropped it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just fine. Mistakes happen. The dropping catches is very much part of the game, but in such crunch games, you can't afford to make these silly mistakes. Even one silly mistake can cost you an
Yes,
entire game. England found that out. They lost
absolutely.
by just 7 runs.
Hmm.
I mean, so and then in the final yesterday, I mean, I may sound like an anti-Indian or whatever, but a team that is playing in the final, they bring in one fast bowler who has been warming the benches right throughout the tournament, Jacob Duffy.
Exactly.
And and who does he replace? An off spinner who had
Enough.
taken 2 wickets in the first, in the, in his first over and the second over of the semi-final.
Exactly.
And India had been
What?
having serious problems against off spin.
Exactly, exactly. This is
It
a
is
very
not there,
big tactical mistake by New Zealand,
and
as per
it
my
doesn't
thinking
end
as well.
there. Absolutely,
Mm,
and it doesn't end there.
mm,
They bowled Glenn Phillips in the second over. Phillips gave away only 5 runs, and then he never came back to bowl.
exactly. And Matt Henry also did not get the third over.
Yes, you know, in the first 2 overs they conceded only 12 runs, and suddenly everything was changed.
Exactly.
I mean,
Do you think they did too much experiment on the power play yesterday?
or I would like to ask what they asked to experiment.
Okay.
I mean, I can't say much more here because I mean, I might risk something. But
Mm, yeah.
well, I mean, although I wasn't in Ahmedabad yesterday, but
Mm,
I could sense the entire environment and atmosphere at the venue.
exactly.
Obviously, the atmosphere of the game. I mean, the atmosphere of the venue. It got the better of New Zealand, accepted. But
Mm,
when you are playing at this level, you should be able to take these things into your stride.
absolutely.
You know, in 2023, Australia had faced a similar situation,
Mm,
and they were up against an Indian side that had almost bulldozed past almost all opponents.
mm,
But this Indian side hadn't.
absolutely.
I mean, in the semi-final, during the group stage,
Mm,
where they faced all those weak opponents, including Pakistan, and then in the
mm,
Zimbabwe game. I mean,
mm,
these matches aside, they lost to South Africa by 76 runs.
mm,
They had to wait till the second over of the final over of the second ball of the final over against West Indies, and
yeah,
after scoring 250 plus, they could somehow win by just 7 runs against England.
exactly.
So that's, you have to admit that fortune or luck, whatever you call it, played a huge role behind India's road to final.
So
And
what
then
you were saying in a brief is, yes, India is the champion of 2026 Men's T20 World Cup, but they did not play the next level cricket. But they could not play the next
no,
level cricket.
no, they did not.
Mm,
Yes, the scorecard may say they did,
mm,
but you have to take the tactical blunders that their opponents have made, especially New Zealand in yesterday's final.
exactly. Exactly.
I mean, how could you saw that your in the first 2 overs the two bowlers that operated, they gave away just 7 and 5 runs respectively. So
Mm,
why do you need to remove them from the attack? And even
absolutely.
when Rachin Ravindra finally got a wicket, he too was removed from the attack. Why?
Yes. So this is my question is, what should get the priority in T20 cricket matchups kind of things, or the skill, or the present current form or current performance? What?
See, overall skills have to be given uh, their due importance.
Mm,
Absolutely, but you can't always go by matchups. And yes, you have to exploit your opponent's weaknesses.
mm,
And I'm
yes.
not saying that had Glenn Phillips bowled another over, say the fourth over,
Mm.
and I'm not saying that India would have.
Hit him for boundaries. Yes, this is true.
Yeah, it's not that India would have finished 100 short of the total they had put up yesterday. I'm not saying that
Mm,
they still could. They still could well have posted 200. I mean, a 200 plus total, but But I don't think that. I mean, had New Zealand not made those tactical blunders, I don't think the game would have been over inside the first power play itself. I don't think it would have been over. 6 overs, 92. The game was over there itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have seen an absolute one-sided final after a
Yeah, I mean,
fantastic final we have experienced in 2024.
yeah. I mean, if you look back at the semi-final at Eden Gardens,
Mm.
I mean, South Africa played with a
Yes,
lot of precision right throughout the tournament, and suddenly in the semi-finals, the shot selection first up was just pathetic, and
exactly.
then from 80 something for five, even when they somehow stretched their total to 269.
Mm.
The way they bowled, and I found it very surprising as to why Keshav Maharaj wasn't, or even Aiden Markram himself didn't bowl inside the
True,
power play.
true, true. Absolutely, absolutely true. Yes, so there are some, as we can say that why we can ask the same question in case of India. Why nobody knows why Akshar Patel has been dropped in couple of games, and we have seen his performance in last two games, especially with the ball and in the field. And
Yeah,
what do we say? Yeah,
yeah. Akshay Patel, since you mentioned, I mean, he has been a silent performer,
absolutely.
someone who does his job quietly, and
Mm.
know, he's not that who. I mean, he's not someone who likes
Comes
drawing
on the
attention.
limelight.
Like, yeah, I mean, who's. I mean, he's not someone who loves being in the limelight.
Mm.
But in spite of that, his contributions at certain phases of the game are, I mean, like the catches he took against England.
Even
I mean,
yesterday, also the first
yeah,
catch in Bumrah's
yeah,
ball,
Phil Allen's wicket
penalty.
with the stump to stump line that he consistently bowls plays a huge role.
Yes.
And even against West Indies, the number of dot balls he bowled against Shai Hope, and as I was saying, the catches he took against England.
Mm.
Though if not for those two catches, I don't think India would have won
Absolutely, absolutely.
because England needed just. I mean, they were just one blow away from reaching India's total.
Yes, exactly. And yesterday's three crucial wickets. And top of that, we have to keep it in mind when Varun Chakravarti is out of form, he was the lone spinner for India.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we have been saying that since the South Africa game, Varun Chakravarti has not been finding it to be too easy.
Mm.
So, from that perspective, Akshar's role became even more important.
Exactly.
You know, but he's someone like he has done before. He put both his hands up and he delivered. He's, I mean, he may not be someone who's taking, I mean, who takes loads of wickets. No,
Mm.
but the pressure he maintains with his dot balls and conceding as few boundaries and sixes as possible, and then suddenly chipping in with one or two wickets, that makes his role almost as important as
Absolutely.
Bumrah.
And he's a big match player. If you can remember, what we discussed day before with you that his innings in 2024 along with Virat Kohli was very crucial in this final.
Yeah,
Also three wickets. Also fantastic performer and big match
he took
player.
the wicket of Finn Allen.
Yes,
He took
absolutely.
and the stump to
Who
stump
smashed
line.
South Africa in the semi-final.
Yeah, um, I mean, yeah, that game against South Africa, I have my doubts. And I was even hearing at the Eden Gardens that some people saying that New Zealand have been invited into the final. So So I have my doubts because
Okay,
some of the things that I've seen in this World Cup, you know, they seemed awfully gross.
okay. And we should talk about one more gentleman whose name is Jasprit Bumrah.
As I was saying, that he and Akshar Patel, they are the two main difference makers.
Absolutely.
Against England, he gave, I think he took one for 33 against England. So I mean, still, I mean, on that kind of a belter, where there's a pitch which was more like a road. So
Mm.
so on that kind of a surface, if a bowler finishes at an economy rate of less than 9 and over, so it
Yes,
only it further underlines the control he has over his bowling and his pinpoint accuracy.
mm,
So, and yes, Akshar, and as I was saying,
yes,
and you know, going back to Bumrah, it's not just about his Yorkers. I mean, in this World Cup, we have seen him using his slower deliveries equally well.
mm,
The way he has mixed it up, you know, that it speaks volumes of his character.
exactly.
You know, I mean, the manner in which he is ready to evolve. I mean, he knows that you know. I mean, trying to hit 150 on these surfaces may not help,
Yes,
or they could well have been quite contradictory.
right.
So, I mean, we all know how well Sanju Samson did in the last 3 4 matches, and even Abhishek Sharma, he found some form in the final
Mm,
yesterday. But if you ask me to sum it up, I would only say that without Bumrah and to a se- to a very good extent, without Akshar Patel, I don't think India would have been able to defend their defend their title
that I-
successfully. I don't
exactly,
think so.
exactly. Absolutely rightly pointed out. So now, from here, the question is from here, where you can see the future of T20 cricket of India. Because
Well,
obviously we know that captain is talking about the Olympic medal, Olympic gold, and a coach is talking about where 300 is possible in T20. So where you can see from here, what is the next platform for Indian T20 team?
to talk of the captain first, uh, how he fares in this IPL is going to be crucial for him.
Okay,
If he's successful, then I mean I don't know if he will continue till in LA Olympics, but uh, at least till the England tour. I mean, if he has a successful IPL, then till the England tour, I think he should be there.
okay.
But if he doesn't have too good an IPL, then
Hmm.
there might be questions asked on his future because he didn't have an outstanding World Cup. And living that game against US,
Hmm.
I don't think Surya had too good a World Cup.
Absolutely.
So, and if Surya isn't there, it will be interesting who becomes the captain
True, true.
because the kind of workload that Akshar too has taken, I think he too could be a front runner.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But we will not discuss all the things in this show. Will come exclusive show about on this point itself with you in upcoming days. And okay, so this is the part. This is the scenario of the captaincy of Team India. And what are the other things?
Yeah, so, Samson's performance has been the talking point, obviously.
Yes.
And, the three innings that he played, it just showcased his actual ability.
Mm,
His shot selection was his main problem, something that
mm,
has plagued him right through his career.
right.
He seems to have, I mean, to a certain extent, he seems to have worked on this. He had a camp
Yes.
just before the New Zealand T20 years. He had a camp with Zubin Bharucha in Thiruvananthapuram.
Mm,
And Zubin Bharucha is a well-known coach who has worked with several international
yes. What you
cricketers.
explained in last show.
Yeah, so it only shows that those days he had spent with Zubin Bharucha has worked in his favor.
Yes.
And the coach too had told me that that Samson's confidence is of a different level now, and he showed that in these last three matches
And he
especially.
spoke about Sachin Tendulkar that he was in touch with Sachin Tendulkar
Yeah,
also, what he told
yeah,
yesterday.
he spoke yesterday about Sachin. So obviously, such stalwarts, if you get suggestions from a stalwart like Sachin, then and if you try to follow it wholeheartedly, then you should be successful. You know,
Absolutely.
if bigger names then Samson would have done the same. I don't think they may have had to
You
retire
cannot
from
face this
international
kind of.
cricket. Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly, a very good point. A very good point. And we should talk about obviously another three performers. What I believe, one is Ishan Kishan. He played some crucial knock as well. Apart from the knock,
Pakistan.
he played against Pakistan, and Hardik Pandya with the ball and with the bat. He also contributed well, and batter Shivam Dubey.
The finisher Shivam Dubey was quite impressive. Even against West Indies, he came and hit those two boundaries, and then
Yes,
and
that
then took a
reduced
couple,
the last over pressure.
took the pressure off Samson.
Hmm.
Hardik Pandya, yeah, he played well against Namibia, but after that, I don't think he had done anything, anything sensational with the bat. And yesterday
Yes.
also, uh, yesterday also he went for 21 in his first over, and when he came back to ball, the match was already in India's pocket. So Hardik
Yeah, but
Pandya,
he bowled very well in semi-final.
yeah, right, yeah, he bowled well in the semi-final. Right. Yeah, I mean, comparatively he was better,
Absolutely.
but I don't think he had a great World Cup.
Okay.
Ishan Kishan,
Okay.
yes, to an extent he has.
Hmm.
Abhishek Sharma, yeah, in these conditions he may work, but I don't know. If I'm not wrong, I think the next T20 World Cup is in England, or where
Australia, New Zealand,
Australia and
2020.
New Zealand. Australia and New Zealand. So I'm not very sure as to how successful Abhishek Sharma is going to be, in those conditions, Australian and New Zealand conditions. I mean,
Okay.
he has severe problems in terms of his technique.
Okay. We will discuss on this. What kind of technical flaws he has, and now within few days IPL will start, and I think these things will take on the back will come on the back seat, and thereafter the concentration and the preparation will start for the 2027 50 over World Cup.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shahrukh, for joining with me. We'll catch you soon again in some other program.
Thank you so much.